Round 2 Legacy action. Dylan Magika and McCarty, recorded by Dylan at the bottom of the screen against Will at the top. Again, as I mentioned in the previous video, the new layout designed by Nathan Blewett. Both these players from Division 1, Will of course in his first season of Division 1. Last weekend Dylan picked up a Legacy victory, beating me 2-0. Will was beaten in Legacy 2-0 by Damien Furtado. So Will trying to get his first points of the round of the season. And Dylan's playing the same deck, which is Stax. And he's up against, what is that, Jund. So Jund, you can see the abrupt decay there. Jund's probably got a lot of the answers that this deck, to beat this deck. You can see Dylan, I think I mentioned in the previous video last week, his magic number is 4 mana. Doesn't have it. So he's really struggling now, Dylan is. This one could be over pretty quickly. Chalice for 1. This Jund deck, without... He's going to get rid of his smokestack. It's playing now without its that pesky elf that got kicked. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head. Deathrite Shaman. So this is kind of like my first look at it. But Liliana the Veil's very quickly ticking up here. Dylan can actually get away with one more land. I think he's going to play... He's probably going to get rid of Khan here because Crucible will enable him to hit his land drops. Bloodbraid Elf into Turak, there goes his hand, and he's seen enough. So him to Turak, discard 2 cards, he lost the last 2 cards of his hand, so that was a pretty hopeless situation. On to game 2. You see Traxos, Scourge of Krug. I believe that's a rare from Dominaria. It's a 7/7 Trampler for only 4 mana, but it comes untapped and doesn't untap unless you play an artifact. Of course, it's not a problem here for Dylan's deck. He can, he's got that one covered pretty easily. And look at that, turn 2 Scourge. So I think that's what we call the nut draw. He doesn't have the artifact yet to play it. Now he does. Sorry, it's not an artifact, it's a what's that term, legendary. And look at that, turn 2, 7/7 Trampler smashing, and that's Legacy right there. Down goes Blackcleave Cliffs, and we're going to game 3. That's one of those don't blink and you'll miss it draws, games. You can see he's got the smokestack. He's got the turn 2 smokestack here if he wants. He's going to play out the Trinisphere. So Trinisphere is going to slow down Will on his side. And this is a pretty good start for Dylan. He needs one more land and he gets it. So here comes Smokestack. Will needs to answer this immediately or it's going to be game over. See if he's got the abrupt decay. He does not. Well, he's cracking. What's he got? Oh, Colligan's Command. Yeah, he's got a Colligan's Command, so that's going to take down an Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, this Jund, at the start of the match, Dylan said Nightmare matchup. It really is the ideal deck, I guess, to beat this deck. Trinisphere is down. Here comes Khan. Probably give him another Khan, yeah. So how does he beat Khan? Start for Dark Confidant for card advantage. Well, Serum Powder is good in the opening hand, but not so much in this one. So now we're going to see a Crucible of Worlds. We'll see if he can find a Wasteland. City of Traders is going to be a good one with the combo here of Crucible of Worlds. Nissa Vital Force. Rishadan Port's going to do some work. So Nissa Vital Force just hammered Will for 5. Yeah. And no swing from the Dark Confidant. I'm a bit surprised there. He could have hit Khan for free. He took down yeah, he says, oops, I could have attacked in the comments. He took down a Trinisphere, but look, we're going to see another one. as Khan makes a 5/5 construct. And yeah, Nissa Vital Force is going to be really tough on this board because Rishadan Port's tapping down a land every turn, so it's actually going to be a 6 mana Planeswalker. Down comes Grim Flayer. But all these creatures very outclassed by the 5/5 construct, which is now 2 6/6 constructs. And this is looking pretty good for Dylan at this stage. Long way to go, but Will can still fight his way back into this. Sacking the Inventor Sphere, what's he going to find? He's going to find a Crucible. This will enable him to get the Inventor Sphere back, and any wastelands, he can just start to go to work on that land base. But look at the Dark Confidant, as the Dark Confidant always does, it only hits lands. I mean, we saw a Vital Force before, but I make this comment every time, it's just constantly hitting land drops. So he returns a card to his own. What did he take back? Okay, he took back he minus Nissa to take back a Verdant Catacombs. He's got interested in the 6th land. But look at these constructs. They're actually lethal on board right there. So Will would be forced to block one of them. No, sorry, he can't actually attack with the constructs because of the Ensnaring Bridge. Traxos is something that can attack though. No, Traxos cannot. Ensnaring Bridge. Sorry, I'm half asleep. Ensnaring Bridge, I always get confused. In the past I thought it affected only the opponent, but it actually affects yourself as well. Olivia Valdarin in Legacy. Excuse me, I've never seen this before. So Olivia can actually steal those constructs. Mox Diamond coming down. Up to 9 9s. What's he going to go and get? He's going to get a Smokestack, so he's setting up his win con now. 7 cards in hand though for Will, so we'll see what he's got. One thing I'm curious of Will's build, we haven't seen any sort of hand disruption like Thoughtseize. What's Olivia doing? Putting another counter on. I'm just going to bring up Olivia's for myself. I've actually got one sitting here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Actually, I put it in my... Okay, so pay 2 for Olivia. It does 1 damage to target creature. That creature becomes a vampire. Put a +1 counter on. Gain control of target vampire for as long as you control Olivia. And while I was reading that, I missed a big play. Maybe I'm just going to quickly go back. Sorry about that. Okay, so he ultimated Liliana. I was reading the Scryfall. All those cards in hand, and Engineer. Oh no, sorry, it didn't ultimate. Liliana was a draw from Dark Confidant. So Engineered Explosives wipes the board. That is huge. And suddenly those constructs don't look so impressive. That's my pesky dog. He wants to come in the room, I think, because he's cold. It's like -20 or something here. Don't worry, he's not locked outside. He's just simply outside the door. But he's down. Dylan's down to 9 life, so he's going to go for the Traxos. You can see, I think the issue for Dylan here, a Chalice for 0, I'm not sure. I think that's just to pump the constructs. The issue for Dylan here is that Will's sitting on 7 cards, and when he's seen things like Coligan's Command and Abrupt Decay, and you'd assume that it's got Assassin's Trophy in there. You'd expect one of those 7 cards is going to be a serious answer. So he's actually got lethal. There's no ensnaring bridge this time. He can actually hit with the constructs if he wants. He's just doing the math, because Olivia's it would be lethal on the way back. That's the problem. But if he swings both, he's going to force a block, which means at least one of those creatures has to die. I don't think he can go at Nissa here. You've got to go at the face. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So he's going to force one. No. He's going to pass instead. He could have forced one of those creatures to block, but the problem is that Nissa can just animate another land. Just Olivia ping. Has he got enough? No, he's short by 1. No, he's got enough. Olivia's going to get the job done.